Why one store performs and another one doesn't. You might be wondering, why does one of our stores do so well and several of others trail behind? Or how do I get consistency between those? Or more importantly, why am I making money in my retail chain today? We're going to talk about that. Stay tuned. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a lot of things that can help your sales, but more importantly, the cake principle. In the cake principle, you either live by cake or you're just eating cake. And that's the difference. Now let's get to it. You know, the reason you have one store that's doing so well and another one isn't is because one's a great manager and one isn't. That's the blunt answer. Because at the end of the day, it really does come down to, do they give a crap that somebody walked out the door without buying anything? A great manager is able to be at 30,000 feet and look down on the scene and know everything that's going on in a store, right? They know, oh, that guy's been waiting too long at the register. Oh, somebody's over there, they're interested in trying something on. When's the last time someone's in the fitting room? In fact, wouldn't somebody go into the fitting room? What's going on back there? Make sure tomorrow I've got enough people on. They have it all in their head, right? They can hold it all right there and process it. And instead of defaulting to, I should go back and get ready for the shipment tomorrow, they're able to manage the crew. And the reason they're able to manage the crew is because they use what I call the cake formula. The cake formula, what is that, you say? Come here, I'll tell you. The cake formula is how your store has to be stacked up. The most important, the crucial one is the base. Now, you all see a 5-layer cake. You see it? Cake, like Homer, right? So you see it. First layer, the associates. The associates are the foundation. They have to be trained how to engage a stranger. How do I get enough trust that they're going to talk to me? How do I present what we sell? How do they talk about the features and benefits? How do they actually close a sale? And how do they add on at the same time? And more importantly, how do they follow up? How do they make somebody feel? At the same time, they also have to be able to see there's trash on the floor and be willing to pick up or clean it. They don't have to come up with a display, right? They have to be able to know how to fix it. I hate being in a store where the associates go, oh, we're not allowed to touch the mannequins. Yeah, that's because you didn't know how to do it and you took off something and left a half-naked mannequin for 6 days and no one noticed till the area manager came in and said, what the hell? Looked at the tapes and said, that was 6 days ago, right? So that's the associates. You don't have a training program for that, you're in trouble. And some of you are going, nodding your head, going like, we're in trouble. I know you're in trouble. Because here's the problem. Without that first layer, the whole cake crumbles. What's the next layer, Bob? I'll tell you. The next layer is your key holders, or if you don't have a key holder, maybe your assistant manager. So their job is to find out what's going on with the associates, right? So did they do the training? Are they understanding it well? Every day they're coming up with maybe a daily huddle, say this is what we're talking about today, this is our promotion, we got a letter from someone that was really thanked us for a great job they did for the holidays. Whatever that's gonna be, that's your assistant manager, and that's their role, is to maintain the look and feel of your store. Then the manager comes up, and the manager is the one who is managing the assistant manager. So tell me what's going on. They're going through and being able to understand, okay, so we've got to hit this hellacious goal, 25% increase, and manage sales. How am I going to do this? They're getting the ideas with the assistant manager, right? They're going through and talking. Except that the manager also has to work alongside these associates so that their loyalty is to the manager, right? Because without that, their loyalty to the assistant, and the manager is some guy in the back or gal in the back, that's not it. And that manager is looking at. And the last part of that cake is your area managers who go through and they just look at what the manager is doing and come up with a strategy to hit their goals as well, right? Got it? Here's the problem. Associates aren't really well trained. Assistant managers are basically key holders. So they were never developed on how to coach or mentor or practice with their associates. They may not even like them. Right? But you're forcing that they have to do it if they want to get an extra $1 an hour, right? And so what happens is your managers, who are supposed to be at the top of the cake, are now filling in and doing grunt work. And then the most expensive employee you have, who might be pricing something or going through and doing a refund, or oh, they're out of gift boxes at the register, I'll fill in. And you're like, no, what that says is you had no associate to help you out with that. And so the whole cake crumbles. So when you're asking me, well, why is one of our stores doing so well and another isn't? Oh, it must be the location. It's because the location is so great. I'll bet you could take that same manager and put him in a dog location. Because I did that. What? Yeah, I did that. What really made my name to fame was I go through and I was working in what we would call a B store in Western wear. And in Southern California. I was promoted to South Coast Plaza store, which is the flagship. I mean, it was designed by the people that came up with the Disney stores. Everybody wants to go there. Every brand you can think of, Tiffany's, Nordstrom. It is all the way down to, at that time, Sears and other brands, right? So they all did really well together. It was a great, great mall. So I am promoted to this mall. And like the ugliest merchandise that's on sale is at the very front of the store. And I sat there and I was like, well, this will be easy. And I rearranged the entire store, got rid of all the sales signs, re-merchandised the store, and within the first week, sales went up 10%. I had the exact same crew, I had the exact same merch, but I knew the customer. A guy who's driving a Lamborghini to the mall is not looking for 40% off some off-color item for his wife. And more importantly, I went on with that store after 3 years. I got the highest increase of sales at South Coast Plaza, #1 mall in the world. When the VP of sales came down to give me that award, he said, what are you doing down here? You're beating the pants off of Tiffany's, off of Nordstrom, off of all these other major retailers. What is different? I said, it doesn't matter what I'm selling, dude, because it was in California. It matters how they feel when I'm selling to, right? It doesn't matter what I'm selling, it matters what they feel when I'm selling to them. And for that reason, people often would write me notes and tell me how great experience they had with me. Because you know what a great store feels like? It's fun. I'm having a great time. I can give that guy sass and give him all kinds of jokes, and he laughs back and forth with me. That's how you know you have a great store, is you have people laughing. You have noise in the store. A silent store, oh my God. Everybody's walking around this museum quietly. Your employees are quiet. Let me know if you need anything. So when you're telling me, oh, well, why is some of my stores doing well and some aren't? Somebody's got passion and they want to connect. That's what I think drives me. Some of the greatest people in retail right now is they want to connect. They're not happy being on the sidelines. They're curious. Why did that guy walk in here today? Why is she wearing that? Why does she want to try that on? And more importantly, when they find out what changed in their life to bring them into the store, you know, they want to be the guy that gets the girl, they want to be the girl that gets the girl that gets the guy, whatever we come up with, right? They just moved to the city, they just got a divorce, whatever. They're looking for confidence to feel better about themselves. And here's the thing, your associates, that bottom layer, have got to meet them with that hero's concept. They're heroes too. They're not down here like, you know, upstairs, downstairs, or Downton Abbey, like you just shut up and you sit over there. No, they're equals. So they can challenge somebody like, one of my favorites was this guy said, I just need a cheap pair of boots. So my untrained, brand new young man has this guy in a pair of, I don't know, $100 pair of Acme boots. And they're black and they look like crap. And I walked over him and I go, why are you buying those? And he goes, what do you mean? I just need them for tonight. There's a big fundraiser for, you know, the Cancer Society and I'm getting an award. And I'm like, dude, you're wearing Ferragamos. Your shoes are $400 each. You'll never be happy with that. And you're going to look like a loser. And he laughed and he goes, you're right. Why am I trying this on? Now, admittedly, my associate didn't feel too great with that. But a great manager realized that's my opportunity. It was fleeting. If I wasn't there in that moment, $100 boots instead of $1,000 boots. Multiply that times how many sales you have in a day. You're going to be thinking like, oh, that makes a lot of difference. Because 80% of sales are still done in a brick and mortar store. Sorry. I don't care what AI tool you've got, new bot you've got that's going to say, what are you searching for? People want a human connection. Great managers love human connections. We live for it. That's why I'm talking to you today. It's just like I'm talking to somebody on my crew. Part of the layers, right? But without that associate layer, you're in trouble. And taking for granted that people are going to just magically come to your store and magically do a great job, there is no magic. So if you want great performance from all your stores, understand great managers create experiences for their associates because they're well trained, they know what success looks like, and they're looking to hold them accountable. And poor managers, they're the ones giving you excuses because the whole world is riding on them trying to do all those jobs in the cake, and they're crying out help. So give them the help. Go through and teach them how do you be a great manager, and you'll be able to have great sales through all your stores, not just a few. You have more questions about this? I've got a link below you could go through and click. Or, you know what, if your sales are over $1 million a location, you can do a strategy call with me for free, 15 minutes, pretty easy. That link's gonna be down below too. And let's say you don't have $1 million in sales at your locations. I've got several books out there you can see. Don't forget to check out my blog. And I must have 50 other videos you can get some ideas of, but nothing will be the same as hearing it from my mouth to your exact location. So book that strategy call now. And don't forget, if you made it this far in the video, we're about as successful as we make our minds up to be. I'm Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc, out.